my name is Steve, and I'm gonna start on this crazy project which nobody believes exists. It is an Avro CF-100 fuel tank. It was on the wingtip. That was the first jet engine fighter made in Canada since World War II. Everything in this plane was, so I'm told, made in Canada. It is the older brother of the CF-105 Aero. It was built in around 1954, plus or minus. I don't have all the details exactly about the date because I don't know exactly what the serial number of the plane was, but it's a good guess. We are going to try and make this into a fuel tank racer, or belly tank racer, or whatever you want to call it. So basically what you do, you have the guy sitting here, the pilot, if you want to call it that. He will sit in front of the engine. The engine will be here. So we have to take pieces off, and don't get mad, because these tanks aren't good enough to be used for anything but that. Because if you look, there's holes, there's scratches, the rivets came loose. There's no way you could use this for an airplane anymore. So basically, you could make yard art out of it, or you could make something functional out of it. What I'm gonna try and do is make a car out of it. You put a set of wheels here, set of wheels there, steering wheel in here, motor there, and away you go. Just like in the old days. After World War II, when the boys came home, they would buy belly tanks off of P-51s or P-38s and make them into Bonneville dry lake racers. That's what we're gonna attempt here. This is what we've done so far. We've cut a hole for the driver to sit, a rough hole to see where we're gonna put the axle, and a big hole. This is where the motor is gonna sit. It's still needs quite a bit of cleaning, but we need to somehow stabilize the oxidation in the aluminum. The motor we're going to use is this motor here, a Buick 310 with a 2-speed transmission. It's about 5 feet long from pulley to tail shaft, so we need lots of room. Then we're going to try and put a small drive shaft between the transmission and the rear end. This motor is from around 1963, so it will go pretty good with that tank. And then as for what was in there, was this beautiful stuff. And this is only about half of what was in there. It was just horrible stuff to get out. And I don't know what it is, but it turns to dust. I don't think it was factory. Somebody must have poured it in there, but they couldn't have put it in because there wasn't holes big enough. They must have poured it in with a bucket. This is the top. This is where the wing would have been. This here is part of the wing. These are the fuel lines in here. But I think we're gonna try and make this into a fairing that will start behind the head of where the driver sits to the back. As you can see, it needs a lot of cleaning and a lot of rivets popped loose. So, gonna have to drill these out and put new rivets in, and then hopefully clean the skin. And I don't know if a guy can polish it or whether it's too hard to get polished. So I hope you bear with me and wish me a lot of success, because we're gonna need it.